EVM row and Maharashtra Election Commission ruling out vote mismatch after the recently concluded assembly elections. Let's find out how EVM VVPAT verification or matching happens. For that, first, let's find out what a VVPAT is. VVPAT or Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trail. Now, this is an independent system, but it is attached with the electronic voting machines. Now, these are EVMs, of course. As far as VVPATs are concerned, it allows voters to verify that their votes are cast as intended. So that's what it does. It prints a paper slip. So as soon as you cast a vote, it prints a paper slip. Now, what does that paper slip contain? It contains the name of the candidate, his or her serial number, party symbol, as well as several other details. So majorly candidate's name, party symbol, as well as serial number is written on that particular slip. And when a vote is cast, a slip is printed and it contains these details and it is visible through a transparent window for exactly 7 seconds. So the printed slip now automatically gets cut and falls into the drop box. In fact, it gets cut and falls into the sealed drop box of the VVPAT. So this is what VVPAT is. This is what happens when you cast your vote. Now, let's find out how VVPATs are matched. VVPAT counting or verification is mandatory. Now, this is something that has been directed by the Supreme Court. So, as directed by the Supreme Court, EVMs and VVPATs from 5 polling stations are verified. So, 5 randomly selected polling stations from each assembly segment of a parliamentary constituency is verified before declaring result, and VVPATs are to be taken up for counting paper slips are randomly selected through a draw of lots. So, it is done through a lottery. Now, let's find out how that's done. The selection happens in the presence of ECI observer, counting agents and candidates. In fact, the selection happens by ECI observer. It is conducted by ECI observer in the presence of counting agents and candidates on the day of counting ahead before the declaration of results. Now, let's find out what the process is. The counting of VVPAT paper slip is conducted inside a secure booth. So, inside a secure VVPAT counting booth in the counting hall. After that, paper slips are tallied with the EVM count. So, there has to be a matching happening. So, therefore, once the slips are counted, it is tallied with the EVM count. Now, the counting happens in camera, in the presence of cameras inside the counting hall after the last round of counting of EVMs on the EVMs in the constituency before declaration of results. Now, one counting table in the hall is converted into VVPAT counting booth. So, it is very, very secure. There are cameras present, there are authorized officials present, and there is a counting table in the hall that can be converted into the counting booth after the completion of EVM counting. Now, what if there is a mismatch? If there is a mismatch, it is the responsibility of statutory officer to decide on repolling. He has to take a decision on whether repolling is required. However, what is interesting is that as per ECI, as per Election Commission of India, so far not a single recorded instance of EVM VVPAT mismatch has happened.